Hello? Hello and welcome to the Custis Blue podcast. Sorry, that could have been really loud. It was really loud to my ears. So I'm a little irritated about how the audio has been in the past videos. The problem is in CapCut, I can't edit the audio. Like I can't put any like EQing on it and stuff, so I can't fix it unless I export the audio and put it into an audio interface and then edit it. And also, obviously, I'm using one of those mics that is not, like I would consider the best mic to be using for a podcast, but I really wanted it to be low effort. So right now I'm using the mic that I used to use for streaming. But that makes me have to sit really close to my computer. So this is where the podcast is going to be right now before I decide if I'm going to really buy an audio interface, another one, because I want this to go into my PC, not my Mac. And another audio interface and another mic. One that I can like hold or be closer, or at least, one of the, maybe a 7B. I don't know, but I don't really feel like buying more equipment. I could use my 57, I guess. But the main thing is I didn't want to edit the audio. But here's the problem. I'm a sound engineer. So one day, if I ever want to like maybe edit audio as a job, I don't think they should come to my YouTube podcast and get the shittiest audio possible. But I really don't want to edit the audio because I don't want to export it and do all those things because anyway, whatever. And then put them back together. I know. I don't feel like doing that for this. But anyway, probably already lost a few people on that intro. I don't even know if I said it, but hi, I'm Custis Blue. Welcome to the Custis Blue Yapcast, where I yap. So that was my little spiel on that. Anyway, so we're here. Just wanted to, before I go and dive into a bunch of things, I just want to say, holy mackerel, the news is crazy right now. Lots of things are happening in the world, and I'm pretty sad still about people dying, especially children. I think when children are dying, people should maybe, I don't know, just reevaluate. But obviously, I don't really want to go deep into that. The reason I actually wanted to bring this up is because I wanted to talk about social media, the news and stuff for a second. Social media, the news outlets, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely just sucks that there's so much money involved in like news, and that so many people are getting paid for, even on X, getting paid for clicks, or, mainstream media getting paid by their sponsors or their advertisers, and also clicks and views. And it just really, really sucks because I think as a viewer, you get bombarded with things that are trying to make you click on it and trigger you, and you don't even know what's real anymore, what's fake. Because now anyone can have a blue check, which is good. It's good to be verified, I guess. But like, it just sucks. It sucks because it's just like, I'm like, is this someone trying to get clicks, views? Is this real life? Like, what am I looking at? Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that in case you're someone who's getting wrapped up in this. I think that if you're somebody and you think you know what's going on, then you are under siege by the media, because I'm confused, and I feel like most people should be really confused. Oh, anyway, side note, Balu baby. This is one of the old T-shirts. I'm just happen to be wearing it today. Anyway, that's my little spiel on the news. I'm sorry for bringing it up, especially I didn't bring it up in detail, but just like, I'm sorry for bringing it up. It's just not a good, it just sucks. It sucks. And I know I'm really spoiled and blessed to be me where I am, being able to record this in a safe place and just like, I don't know, there's a lot of things that's blessed to be me. So I'm, I just, so I don't even know if I'm someone who should even speak on it or not, but I just wanted to say that that's it, that breath right there. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Updates on me. Well, I already updated you on what I feel about the microphone in this. Okay. Need to get a new mic. Need to probably edit the audio a little bit because I can hear all the terrible things. And it just needs to be like enjoyable when you're in your car to where you're not like, oh, what's he saying? Oh my God, that frequency is annoying me. You probably don't even know what frequency is annoying you, but I know. Anyway, oh my gosh. La Colombe Draft Latte, gluten-free. Sponsor me. Sponsor me. Someone send this to them and say, sponsor him. Trust me. Anyway, okay. So for this, another update is I'm going to try not to like, I haven't really been doing it, but I always feel like I need to entertain. Like I feel like I need to entertain. And again, the purpose of this podcast isn't necessarily to entertain. It's actually more for me. But I always feel like I need to entertain. And so it makes it where it makes it almost harder to convey things and talk because I'm like, I got to keep expressing and saying things like quick enough to where I keep their attention. But at this point, if you're here, especially at this point, 7 minutes in, if you're here still after all of that, then you're obviously here because you want to be here and you're willing to listen to the breaks. So I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for being a listener. I'm very excited for the future. All right, let's get into some things. Here's a topic that I really can like dive into, and I've probably already dived into it in one of these podcasts. It's identity. Identity. What is identity? What does it mean? And what is it with my identity? I think I wanted to talk about my identity. Things feel really weird. I mean, I have changed and not changed at the same time so much since I've graduated high school, which was 9 years ago. I feel like, when I graduated high school, I was in a very, very open place. I will say that I was taking psychedelics and stuff, and that really did open me up as well. And I wouldn't mind a little brain plasticity, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, my identity there was I was actually more, I feel like I had a more feminine nature, more open in all different avenues. But what is identity? Why did I have that identity? Why did I switch from like kind of like a fratty-esque jockey, but not really personality to that? I probably was a psychedelics, not gonna lie. But also, I think I really was getting closer to myself at that time. I felt very, very like not, like I felt like it was easy for me to fit in and hang out with people. It wasn't necessarily hard, but I never felt like I fit in at the same time. So I always felt like I was, because I think mainly because of my older brother, and things, I was very socially, inclined, especially at that time. I actually feel less socially inclined than I used to be. But at that time, I felt like I could easily fit in, but when I was fitting in, I didn't necessarily feel like I was fitting in as me. But I didn't necessarily even have that defined as that. And so that was just a weird place. And I think what happened was I'd felt so like I needed to be in a box so hard that I ended up doing the opposite of that. And that's what created this really beautiful openness and expression where I was basically trying to discover myself. But through all this openness, which I really do think is important, and self-discovery, which I really do think is important, I started to feel, and I'm talking about, this is years within, not right away, but after years and stuff, I started, especially, and this is like even closer to now, I started to feel like my identity was this openness, but I felt like I saw all these other people with their identities, and I started to feel jealous of other people's identities. I know this is crazy. This is crazy, and I'm not speaking from like I'm high up and I'm open and I'm above identity and stuff. No, I'm speaking from an identity. And I'm saying that I felt and feel sometimes jealous of people who seem like they're them so well. And I don't understand why I don't feel like I'm me so well. And maybe other people don't feel like they're them so well. But from my perspective, I see these people that are all wound up in these stories that make them them. And I'm wound up in this identity and story where I don't have one. But I mean, that's my identity. It's just a weird thing. That's my thought. That's my thought process. And I feel very trapped in that thought process. And I actually think that there was something more enjoyable when I was in that box. I don't necessarily want to be in that box that I used to be in, but I want a new box. I want to break out of this shell that I feel like I'm in. And the crazy thing is, I bet you the answer is just to let go. Is just to let go and be. But I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how these days. Anyway, right now I feel like I'm discovering myself, and one of the things that and I hate being in boxes, but I want to be in a box, but I definitely don't want to be in a box where other people think I'm in a box that I'm not in. And the way that I can talk about that is when I do social media, and I'm sure other people that weren't even on this big of a scale, when they do social media, they're perceived as some way, they want to be perceived as some way, and other people are perceiving them in another way. Well, for me, when I was popular on TikTok and stuff, I felt like I was getting perceived in a way where, it was fun, and funny, and some people thought I was sexy, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cringe, but I was like, whatever this thing is, but every type of video was mostly for attention, which actually wasn't how I first originally started TikTok, but and as I grew bigger and bigger and bigger, I was like, I want to keep garnering attention. And because of that, I stopped doing things that maybe wasn't for attention, but maybe made me feel more seen. So something like this podcast, or me starting a new TikTok where I'm just talking for a minute because I want to learn to talk for a minute, but also it's helping me feel like I'm being seen without putting this pressure on the box that I'm trying to fulfill at having a big social media. Because when I have this big social media, I just continuously feel like I have to entertain, because there's such a big number on that social media that I feel like I have to make all the numbers make sense and be big and get attention. And when I try to not care and just post random things, which I do on my main, and they don't do well, I then feel kind of bad because I'm like, okay, they didn't do well. I'm trying not to care. But also, by me not caring, the video really isn't even that good of a video, if that makes sense. I mean, other things is me being lazy and not wanting to spend time really creating videos for TikTok right now. And also me just not feeling very creative in that aspect. But anyway, that's just social media. I don't know what got me into this. It's about social media because I wasn't going to really talk. It's just identity, being in a box, feeling like you're placed in a box. And these days I don't know how to break out of a box. But I just wanted to say, if you're someone who struggles at finding themselves in their identity or whatever that means, know that that's your identity. You might just not enjoy the fact that that's your identity right now. I, I, I think maybe anyone else who relates, can try to look at it from a different perspective and embrace that we've crafted this identity and that it's causing us some feeling of loneliness and outcastedness, whatever, and maybe some insecurity and stuff. And that none of it is really true because we are just here, in essence. And I think we're all beautiful beings. And boom, I want to go on a side note. I do think we're all beautiful beings. Guys, if you're young and you're open and you're loving and you believe in the good of people, that's a really beautiful thing. If you're like not very judgmental and all these, that's a really beautiful thing. And especially if you're confident in that, and maybe even a little cocky in that, or just so sure because you're young and so sure. That's a gem. That's something that if you find yourself in there, protect that. You don't have to close down to protect it. But I just want to say, people will take advantage of that. They will. Some people, not even on purpose. Like they don't consciously know it. Some people, a lot of older people, mainly older people, young people too, but they haven't figured out that they're that much of a narcissist and accepted it. But some older people, they will take advantage of you for real. And they won't change. Even though you know in your situation that you would do the right thing and you would always try to do the right thing, there is people in this world that do not always do the right thing. And they don't care. And they don't plan on it. And they know they're doing the wrong thing. And I know that's really, really, really hard to understand from your perspective. Because you believe in the good of other people. I believe in the good of other people. I still kind of believe in those fucking motherfuckers. I'm not gonna lie. But please understand that even if you want to still believe in the good of people and all these things, which I do, you can still protect yourselves. Please set boundaries. Protect that beautiful, beautiful, childlike thing. Please. I just want to say this because you might be in a relationship, you might know someone, you might be whatever, where, because what's going to happen, the thing is what's going to happen is, if this is you, if you're not watching visually, my hands were clasped and now they're open up. Like I could basically muster up an energy ball. If I was like the Avatar or something, it could be like an air ball, whatever. Okay. But if you're this open, okay, sometimes if people keep attacking you or doing things, even if they don't even know, you're going to go, my hands are closing and clasp. Now, if you find yourself here, you're going to have to go. When I said here, my hands are completely clasped, and now I'm prying them open with my brain energies. It's going to be hard to open back up because there's going to be so many. It's harder to open back up than to close down. It's so much harder to open back up than to close down. And maybe that's just a thought that I have. But it's because your body remembers things more than even your mind, for survival and stuff, to protect yourself. And you know what's safer than this? This. And again, when I said safer than this, my hands were open. Then they were closed when I said this. And it's true. But guys, we don't have to be closed down. We don't have to. I don't want to be. I really, really would enjoy being open, confident, loving. I want to continue to believe in the goodness of people, and I want to cultivate that part of me. And what I've learned as I've gotten older is I just have to learn to set boundaries. And if someone does something that's really disrespectful, or if someone does something that really makes me feel like, oh, that does not feel good. That does not feel good. That feels wrong. Instead of, you can express, depending on how long you've been with the person or whatever, you can express that it feels wrong and blah, blah, blah. If they continue to do that, if you continue to have that feeling, walk away. You know. Your body knows. And you have to take care of yourself. You're not a kid anymore. But there's a part of you that is, and you got to take care of that. You got to take care of yourself. I think, maybe the reason that my route went the route that it did is because my life route that y'all don't fully know about went the way it did, is because maybe this is something that I needed to express for other people. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, talking about, my thoughts and stuff, I guess this is about me. It's called the Cusses Blue Yapcast, so I can just talk about me if I want to. Obviously, if you're like a close follower, fan, supporter, whatever you want to call it, friend, person I know IRL, anyway, I meant to let me do something real quick. Wait. You won't even know, but I'm going to know. Okay. Sorry. Okay. If you are watching this, I don't want my AC to turn on. This is going to take 2 seconds. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I don't want to have to edit that out in post. The audio, because I don't want to. Okay. Y'all probably have noticed, if you're really like following along, that I'm getting tired of content creation. Not this is fine. But I'm getting tired of comparing myself and feeling left out and feeling like I'm hitting a brick wall when I'm trying things. And it's crazy because I got 100 million views in this last year, but I didn't grow. And that, I know that some people listening, I really hope this doesn't make you feel like, oh, what am I? I'm supporting you. Like, do you not care? Like, why do you care so much? Well, let me just say, I do appreciate you for being here. And it's really nice to know that I have really strong roots. But I also want to blossom. I would like this tree to get out of the ground. There's things that I would like to bear fruit. I would like to, as I'm getting older at 27, I'm realizing like I have a future that I want. And I have to now think about my time and where it goes. And I've put in so much time, probably more time. I've put in the most time in social media than anything. And I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how there's no conversions with these views. I know that I'm not, like, I know I can make money. I could sell y'all merchandise, like the people that are here, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. It's not like short-term money. You know what I'm saying? It's something that feels safe long-term. And I don't feel safe long-term. I don't feel safe long-term at all pursuing this as my main like pursuit. And I don't feel safe at all on my main profile because it just, I know that the point of the job is to get attention, but I just can't have my whole identity trying to get attention, if that makes sense. So right now my goal is to make a certain amount of money. Well, actually it's to graduate. But then after I graduate, it's to make a certain amount of money that doesn't have to do with content creation and stuff like that. And then make enough to where I can reinvest some money in my content and in my music. And that's the plan. I don't know exactly what to do with my main profile. I kind of want to just like really go at it again, but on a new profile. But I want to, the thing is, I think I need to keep like maintaining that main profile. I just don't want to, I don't want to spend more time on something that's not going to work. Okay, sorry. Has anyone ever seen Daniel Johnston's album cover? Hi, how are you? Sorry. Only some people will actually get it. You know, guys, some of you guys are really hardcore followers, supporters that have been here for quite a while. Sometimes I feel like you guys pretend like you know things or like you like things that I would like because I like them. And I just want to encourage you guys, the people that do this, to like your things. You don't want anybody to like you because because you're trying to get them to like you. You don't want anybody to like you by being someone you're not. That doesn't mean if you think that you're a mean person and you want to just be a mean person, sure, by all means be mean, but like I might not like you. And that's something you got to be okay with. But what I'm saying is like, of course, be respectful and stuff like that. But we don't got to like the same things. That's what makes this so beautiful and unique. We have all different types of things going on. If that makes sense, all different types of people, you know, that are growing and learning and whatever. Trust me, you don't be, I have a lot of trouble even liking me. So if you're going to act like you like all the same things or the same things about me, then hell, I probably won't like you. Get away from me. And if you feel called out right now, then it might be you. I don't know. I don't know how the shoe fits. I don't know how this works, but or maybe you just take too much offense to things and take things too personal. But anyway, I want to finish this because it's 2:26 p.m. and I don't want to have any more caffeine. Please sponsor me. Please sponsor me. I love this. This is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Not even kidding. Okay. Another thing that I've been trying to do, guys, is get sun. I bought a chair. A beach chair. And I now, if I see sun outside on the patio and I have time, I'm getting out there and getting in the sun. In between like certain things, especially if I can get some in the morning, just for like 5 or 10 minutes. I hear that that's a really good thing. So I'm gonna try it. Try to get there. Try to tan up, get my freckles out. Definitely want my hair to not be ginger red. So I will be tanning, and then I will be darkening my hair. But I guess to prevent myself from washing out, I need whatever. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, let me see. But because we're coming close to an end, but I just want to see if there's anything else I want to touch on before we get to the end of this podcast. And actually, I don't think there is. I think 30 minutes is what I said I wanted to do when I'm soloing. Would love, to bring other people on this podcast, but I just don't like the setup I have in my apartment. I do like doing it like the way that I did it with my dad in nature was good. I do need to figure this out soon, because I do feel like if I do have a good produced podcast, good produced certain things, then that actually is stuff I can put on my resume to help other people. Because low key, even though I might not always be feeling like I'm doing like being the most successful person, I have succeeded in a lot of things, and I'm pretty smart, and I also am pretty good at and talented at a lot of things. At least that's what I tell myself when I'm sad. Okay. Anyway, guys, love you. Thank you for being here. Custis Blue Yapcast. Baddies drink water. So drink water, my baddies. And stay open. Stay open. Set boundaries. Protect yourself, protect your friends, but stay open. Thank you for being here. Mwah.